The office is empty. Everyone else left an hour ago. But you're still here. Laptop open, the cold glow of the screen cutting across your face, a paper cup of coffee gone completely cold sitting next to your keyboard. You got promoted today. They shook your hand, they said your name in front of the whole team, and you smiled, because that's what you're supposed to do. But the moment you sat back down at your desk, something shifted. Not relief, not pride, just one quiet thought, sitting in your chest like a stone. How long before they figure out it wasn't real? You didn't celebrate. You opened your laptop and started working harder. Because somewhere underneath all of it, underneath the title, the email signature, the new responsibilities, there's a version of you that's been holding its breath since the day you walked through that door, waiting, watching, terrified of the moment someone finally sees through you. And here's the thing, most people don't say out loud, this isn't about your job. This started long before you ever had one. And if you want to understand where it starts here. You're in a meeting, conference room, 9 people around the table. Your manager pulls up the Q3 numbers and looks directly at you. Can you walk us through the revenue breakdown? You don't fully know the answer, but your head is already nodding. Slow, confident looking, completely automatic. Let me pull that up. I'll circle back with the exact figures. Meanwhile, under the table, your hands are pressing into your thighs, hard, because saying "I don't know" in that room felt like standing on the edge of something. Not embarrassment, something older than that. Psychologists call this the fawn response, when your nervous system decides that agreeing, appeasing, performing competence is the only safe move. It's not weakness, it's a survival reflex. The same reflex a kid develops when saying the wrong thing at home meant the temperature of the entire house changed. You learned early. Don't take up too much space. Don't admit you don't know. Just nod, smile, figure it out later. And you figured it out. Every single time. Which is exactly why no one suspects a thing. And exactly why you can't stop. Be honest. Does this sound like you? Drop a number in the comments. But the meeting ends, people file out, laptops close, and you're back at your desk. You sent your manager 3 emails today. Small things, questions you already knew the answers to. You just needed to see how they'd respond. Then it comes. One word. Okay. You stare at the screen. Chest tight. Okay with a period or okay without? Did they usually say sounds good? Why didn't they say sounds good? You start rewinding the day, frame by frame. The way they glanced at you during the stand-up. The pause before they answered your question in the hallway. That one sentence in the all hands that felt, just slightly, directed at you. Your hands aren't moving. Your screen is still open, but you're not here anymore. You're somewhere between this morning and every mistake you might have made without realizing it. Psychologists call this hypervigilance. Your nervous system running a continuous threat scan, looking for signs that something is wrong before it becomes too late to protect yourself. It's exhausting in a way that's hard to explain. Because from the outside, you look fine. You're sitting at your desk. You're doing your work. But inside, you just finished running a 5-mile sprint through every interaction you had today, looking for the thing that's going to get you fired. And the cruelest part, you won't find it, but you'll keep looking anyway. And then there's this, 6:30 p.m. Most desks already dark. Your colleague stops next to your chair, hand on your shoulder, casual, easy. Hey, deck due tomorrow. You're good at this. Can you look? They're already grabbing their jacket, already halfway out the door. You say yes. Of course you say yes. 11:04 p.m. Office is dark. Only your screen glows. Slide 14. Fixing fonts, rebuilding charts, making them look good. Your coffee is cold. Your back hurts. Empty stomach. But you're still here. Next morning, Slack pops up. Thanks. 2 exclamation marks, then silence. No credit given, no mention in meetings, just back to normal, like last night never happened, and you just sit there, staring at 2 exclamation marks. That's all you got. You weren't being kind. You were buying insurance, people-pleasing, fear of abandonment, worth tied to usefulness. Needed means safe. That's the equation. Not generosity, survival, and the premium. It goes up every single time. But it's not just other people's work you can't face. It's your own. Your manager sent feedback on your report. 3 days ago. It's sitting in your inbox right now. You know it's probably fine. They would have said something by now if it wasn't. But your hand hovers over the mouse, and then you close the tab. You open it again an hour later, scroll straight to the bottom, looking for the red, looking for the thing that confirms what you already suspect about yourself. There's one small note, minor formatting issue, 2 sentences. But that's the only part you read 3 times. The 6 paragraphs of praise above it, skimmed, dismissed, already forgotten. Neuroscientists call this negativity bias, the brain's tendency to weight threats heavier than rewards. But for you, it runs deeper than that. Your hypervigilant nervous system doesn't scan feedback for information. It scans for evidence. Evidence that today is the day they finally see it. So you don't open the file, not because you're lazy, because somewhere in your chest, you already know what you're afraid of finding, and you'd rather live with the uncertainty than confirm the thing you've been running from your entire career. Which sign is hitting the hardest? Drop it in the comments. And then the promotion comes. They call your name, the whole room claps, you shake hands, you smile, you say thank you. And that night, you can't sleep. Not because you're excited, because the moment they handed you that title, something in your chest didn't celebrate. It started counting down. This is the cruelest part of imposter syndrome that nobody talks about. Success doesn't turn off the alarm. It just resets the timer, because now the bar is higher. Now more people are watching. Now there are more ways to be found out. Imposter syndrome at its core. Your nervous system reads achievement not as safety, but as exposure. The higher you climb, the more there is to lose. And somewhere underneath that handshake, underneath that new email signature, a quiet voice said, "Don't get comfortable. This is exactly when it happens." So you go back to the only thing that ever made the noise stop. 11 p.m. The office is dark again. Everyone gone. Just you. And the screen. And the work. Not because you love it, not because you're ambitious. Because the moment you close the laptop, everything you've been outrunning catches up. The doubts, the replays, the quiet terror that tomorrow is the day it all falls apart. Anxiety-driven productivity. You're not working to succeed. You're working to not collapse. The laptop isn't a tool. It's the only thing standing between you and the silence where all of it lives. And you've been doing this so long, you forgot there was ever another way. Stop running. Your brain cannot think its way out of a nervous system trap. You know this. So, here is the cold protocol. 1. Name the voice, not your identity. A symptom. Say it out loud. This is imposter fear. Not a fact. Name it. Shrink it. 2. Break the insurance habit. Next time they ask, pause, breathe. Say one sentence. I can't take this today. I can do Friday. Not mine to own. No apology speech, no explanation. Just a boundary. Clean, calm. 3. Replace prove it work. 1 action only, small, measurable. Send the report, ship the draft. Close the loop, then stop. Because extra work is not excellence. It's fear wearing a suit. None of this is easy, because this didn't start at your desk. It started in a room somewhere, a long time ago, where love felt conditional and worth felt earned. You've been performing ever since, and you are completely exhausted. But here's the truth, you're not a fraud. You're a person running a system built for danger. That voice in your head, it's not insight, it's an alarm stuck on. Look around, same office, same cold screen, but you don't have to bleed to belong here. Stop paying with your body, stop earning basic safety. Tonight, no more proof, no more scanning, no more replay. You did enough. Close the laptop, go home. If you know someone's still sitting alone in that dark office, send this. They won't ask, but they'll feel seen. Good night.